Hey everybody, welcome to my Thursday Lunch and Learn series where every Thursday I will be talking about a different topic each week. So some Thursdays as well, it might be talking about intuition, doing card readings, doing some intuitive readings. Every Thursday will be something different. Some Thursday I might have guests. And so today I wanted to talk about and introduce the 5 minute method. And the 5 minute method is something that everyone can do. There's no excuse about having no time because it's only 5 minutes. And it is a way that you are going to be able to experience change and transformation in your life only doing 5 minutes a day. Because most of us live in a paradigm of cause and effect, where we believe that when something happens, when I get money, I will feel more abundant. When I have um, joy, I will feel more complete. When I have love, I will feel more whole. When I have health, I will experience freedom. That something on the outside has to happen. And it's not the outside world that's the problem. It's using the outside world to reaffirm an emotional addiction that all of us have to guilt and shame and fear and anxiety or lack. That's the problem because really the hormones and the chemicals of guilt and shame and anxiety and fear are very addictive to the body. And most of the time, the body is subconsciously seeks a way to feel these emotions and to feel the emotions that we receive with this rush of chemicals. Oops, sorry about that. And every day, we are guided by our subconscious, that we're not going through our daily life in the conscious, and we are all kind of operating from the lower realms of our chakra system. And so that's what I wanted to kind of talk about today. You know, we're all taught from a very young age to, you know, think things through and to come up with a plan B and to be prepared and to plan. Um, and really, thinking is not the way to solve things. And it's not that there's anything wrong with thinking, of course, but it's when we are continually and habitually thinking of a thought that which is usually always something that happened in the past, which triggers an emotion. And so we every day we're thinking the same thought, we're stuck in the same emotion, and we're not able to move forward in our life. We feel stuck or stagnant. And when you're in a place uh, where daily we're living in the stress emotion, we're not in an expansive state. And so we're not able to create. We can't have that, the dream life that we want. We can't have the successful business. Our health suffers. Excuse me. Do you know that 70 to 90% of the population goes to the doctor each year for stress related issues? Because when we are habitually, again, thinking the same thoughts and the same emotions are running through our body, what happens is that nerve cells that fire together wire together. And, you know, we can find research and studies out there that talk about this. And so what happens is that, um, every day we're in this redundancy of continual, habitual thoughts, feelings, actions, and emotions. And so really our bodies, our subconscious becomes hardwired to these, but also when you feel depressed, there's chemicals that are released into the body. When you feel stressed, there's chemicals, a chemical reaction that happens in the body. And our bodies actually become really addicted to that, to the release of that chemical. And with any kind of addiction, there is always a high and then a crash. And so, that's where in my book, The Manifesto, Harnessing the Power of the Sorceress, which can be found on Amazon, I included a chapter on dopamine because really it's like we're all dopamine junkies walking around. And sorry, excuse me, I am very stuffed up today. Um, so that's what now we want to do is to move past that and move beyond that. So how do we start to, um, when we want to, for instance, look at our timeline, when we're looking at our timeline and we are wanting to, you know, maybe have a relationship in the future and or we're waiting for abundance, and so in our business, we don't have that joy because we're possibly in a stage of being feeling stuck, feeling like we don't know what the next steps are. But that's also because we are stuck in the lower realm of our energy centers. And so how can we every day do an action that will help to make us feel better so that we're not waiting to feel loved, for that relationship to come along, that we always feel like we're thriving instead of surviving. So I go through a process every morning where I'm learning something new and then I'm doing a meditation. And so through that meditation, I'm setting an intention and I am putting myself in my future self. I'm putting myself in the emotions of my future self that my future self would feel. And when I started doing this, what I noticed that instantly, like within the first few seconds, I started to feel better. So, in mornings where maybe I wake up and, I feel tired or crabby and, the cat is annoying me and the coffee's not making the coffee maker's not working fast enough and maybe every day now when people are waking up every day and they kind of are in that same mode, because I do know people too that have told me that they wake up, from the time they wake up in panic or wake up with anxiety first thing out of bed in the morning. And the reason why is because they wake up and right away their brainwave goes to beta and they're in this analytical mindset or brainwave where they are overthinking, where right away it's like, okay, how am I going to make money today? Okay, how am I going to maybe get my car fixed, whatever it is, how is my mm, well, is my partner sick? Or maybe you're battling a health issue, but every day waking up in that state of mind, in that frame of mind, that just becomes something that we become addicted to. It becomes so habitual, our daily. If you actually logged your emotions and your thoughts for a week in your activities, you could probably at the end of that week sit there and discover that every day you do the same thing, you think the same thoughts, you feel the same emotions. And that keeps us stuck. And as well in talking to people and hearing, even seeing things on social media of people that feel really stuck. Well, when you're feeling stuck, then, y- you know, you're stuck, you're stagnant, your business isn't moving forward, your relationship isn't improving, your relationship with yourself isn't improving. How can you have confidence when you feel stuck? How can you feel loved when you feel stuck? Feeling of being stuck is feeling stuck in a particular emotion, but what you're doing is really, it's just that your subconscious, that your habits have been the same for long periods of time, and now the body just automatically goes into that mode, goes into that emotion, goes into those same actions because the subconscious now becomes stronger than the conscious mind. So how can we do that? So there is a longer way, a longer process of doing this, but today I want to go over the 5 steps that I have to take yourself through a process of beginning to feel better, to get on the road of thriving, to move beyond the habitual patterning in your life and your limiting beliefs, to become expansive and to become unstuck. So, really, um, in these 5 steps, I do want to talk about first that we will touch on the energy centers. Now, we have 7 energy centers or chakras in our body, and they run from the base of our spine to the top of our head. And the base of the spine is the root and the sacral, and then next is the solar plexus. And all of those 3 chakras and energy centers are the energy centers of lack, of survival, of confidence or feeling not confident. So if you think about those 3 lower chakras as being almost like a continual mindset, a mindset of, or in terms of the six human needs, um, it's our drive for feeling accepted, feeling loved, feeling enough, feeling confident. And so those 3 lower chakras are those emotions, and all of our chakras as well have a biological function, and all of those chakras also contain elements, the 5 elements as well. And elements in our body can go up and down, and when they go up or down too much, we become imbalanced as well. And so does those chakra systems and energy centers then become unbalanced. And when we are imbalanced, we're dysregulated. And when you're dysregulated, you cannot create, you can't experience joy or love or great health or success because we're in dysregulation. And so in the first step, we are waking up those chakra systems. We want to activate our energy systems every day. And so, really, it just starts with a really quick process of tapping on each of those energy centers and activating them, and then to taking 4 deep breaths to begin to regulate our nervous system, bring peace and calm, but also puts us in an alpha brainwave. And the alpha brainwave is that the peace, the calm, um, meditation, creativity, and that's really a typical and a normal brainwave. That's really where we should all be at. But because of our circumstances and because of the way our lives are structured, we're always in emergency mode or in stress mode all the time. So again, tapping on each of those chakra systems or energy centers, then taking 4 deep inhalations through our nose, exhaling through our mouth. What that is doing as well is, it's calming our body, bringing our bodies in, our spirit into our bodies, and it's also taking us into alpha brainwave. And so then we take another breath because what we want to do is move the energy from the bottom and bring our energy up into our crown chakra, which is our highest chakra of the seven chakra systems. Um, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure. I had to double check that. But yes, our seven energy centers. And so then what we're doing is we're bringing that energy. And as we're pulling the energy from the bottom and the lower realms of our chakra system, we're bringing that up and past our pine, pineal, our pineal gland. We're moving that up to the crown chakra. I can't speak today, sorry. Um, to rest on the crown chakra. It's also doing that breath work is also activating as well every chakra as it's moving up, because as well it's bringing your awareness into your body. And so then we do that, and then we hold our breath. And we hold our breath and we kind of take our from the perineum, we squeeze tight, and I squeeze the sacral and the solar plexus and really squeeze, bend my head, and I squeeze and I hold my breath. And what that is doing is it's causing the spinal fluid to rise up to the pineal gland. And what it's doing is activating the pineal gland as well. And so now we're in a state of expansiveness. So we've kind of done that, right? Where we're moving our energy from the lower realms to the higher realms. We're tapping to get our energy centers moving and vibrating and waking them up, bringing the attention to our body and to our energy centers, starting to, get those all those organs that are held in our energy centers moving, and taking the breath, doing the pineal gland, and then we are thinking about an event that brought us joy. Because also now we want to have the clear intention with um, with the emotion, because feeling that emotion is really important. So then what I ask people to do is to remember something, some kind of event that happened in their life where they feel really joyful, or where even just they feel so grateful for something, because being in the energy of gratitude as well raises our frequency and our vibration in our body. So then we are now thinking of that event that brought joy. We're feeling the gratitude, feeling the joy, and then the last part of it is we are visualizing what it is, where we want to move from, and where we want to get to. And so feeling now, thinking of that, whether it's, let's say, I want to experience perfect health. I don't want to feel this pain in my body anymore. Let's say it's that. So you are visualizing your future self having no pain. You're waking up in the morning, you feel refreshed. You feel joyful, you're moving around, you have no mobility issues, you're in that frame now. You're in that emotion of your future self. And so now you're visualizing that, you're experiencing that feeling in your body, and then you want to anchor that feeling in your body. And, I tell people when they want to anchor it in their body, you can make a movement somewhere in your body where it's like, you're hitting your hand, you're stomping your foot, you're um, snapping your fingers, or you're doing something repetitive where, and for some people now, I'll kind of say a little caveat here, is that some people may do this through tapping. And so tapping is a process of tapping certain meridians in the body while they affirm a, a thought. And so if it's tapping for some people, you may just want to go like this. You want to snap your finger, whatever it is for you, even if it's just saying, I feel great. I feel this. So let it be, or so might it be. Whatever you want to say, you can say it then when you're in the state. And then again, we'll be taking another deep breath to move our energy from the lower to the higher, and then exhaling and literally done. There's 5 minutes of a whole a whole gamut of stuff that you go through, only 5 steps, but it does so much. There's such a big process happening within your body. And if you did that for a week, you actually will start to see a change, a physical, chemical, biological change within the brain. And that's the wonderful and exciting thing about it. Now, this is where, I'm going to guarantee you that you're going to do it 5 minutes a day, but you're going to love that feeling that you get from that, from being in that moment, that you're going to want to extend that practice and make this longer. And so by doing this process, again, let's go over it and break it down so we can see exactly what we are doing. So we are waking up and activating our energy centers, which in turn is also clearing them of any energy, of stagnant and stuck energies. We are moving beyond the lower realms of survival, of fear, of, lack or feeling not confident, our feelings about ourselves. So sometimes, it could be lack of self-confidence, but maybe we're feeling depressed about something. We're in victim mode, whatever it is all in those lower realms of the energy centers. And so now we're moving beyond that. And we are doing some breathing techniques, which is calming our nervous system down, which is taking us, our brainwave, into the alpha brainwave state where we're calm, peaceful, stress free, and where we are in a place where we're able to be expansive and creative. So we are moving outside of our everyday thoughts, emotions, and actions that are keeping us in a mode of being stuck or in survival or simply not thriving. And we are doing that. We are activating the pineal gland, We're activating that, and what we're doing there is tapping into our intuition, accessing our higher self, accessing that inner navigation system, our wisdom, and then as well we are crunching and bending the timeline because we don't have to wait for those things to happen in our life. We don't have to wait for money to come into our life to feel successful. No, you can feel successful right now. You can feel abundant and loved and joyous. You can feel the freedom, all of that you can be feeling now. And when you feel that now in the present, because there is no past, there is no future, it's right here now in the present, what happens is that we shorten our timeline. Because when we start to feel that way, then the synchronicities happen within the universe, because those are thoughts or energy that we are casting out into the field, and our aura around us as well is now broadcasting those vibrations, those frequencies into the quantum field, where now the universe is going to start to bring those synchronicities and those miracles into our life. And we are doing that, so shortening the timeline, bending reality, and changing our brain, and essentially changing our personality. And we are then able to thrive. So in those 5 minutes, there's such amazing things that are going on behind the timelines in such a simple process. And that is it broken down. And I'm really excited to work with people on this. And starting February, I'm doing a 6 week group coaching to go into this deeper. So um, I will leave the link for my Facebook group Evolve. That is where you will find out more information about when this 6 week program is coming up. And of course, I always do one-to-one mentoring as well. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to next Thursday for the Lunch and Learn series. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.